the same. Okay, so this is day 3, and it's going to be really, really interesting today because I'm going to take it a little bit slower because I have to explain exactly how to create pages, how to create detailed product pages. And I find that I have to repeat myself because if I start clicking around too much, then it gets a little bit confusing. But let's start here first. So why are we doing different types of pages is because what's going to happen is we can make our pages more interesting. Let me just click out of some of these things because I actually had to restart my computer completely. Come on. And so, okay. So if I'm looking at some of the pages, let's look at Hug Patrol. We already talked about Hug Patrol. So she's got all these different pages, right? And if we only used one page template, not the theme, the page template, then every single page will have the same details on instead of being a little bit different. So as you can see, this is our story, why choose Hug Patrol. And I always say you got to add as much and as many details as possible, as much information and many details as possible. Customer reviews, she actually has a page where she's grabbed her customer reviews that people have bought from her before she had the store and popped them in here, or actually collected them and popped them in. Hug Chronicles is her blog, but as you can see here, these are the FAQs, which really odd page. FAQs, and then she has some other pages here as well. And then if I'm showing this here as well is with Industrial Farm Co., we actually have pages in here that is for, let's see here. Actually, let's go to the bottom because most of the time I put a lot of the pages at the bottom. Say, for instance, we have pages here for custom designs because they want people to actually contact them if they want a custom design in these brackets. And then we created this this form for them in the email provider. And then they have read our blog, and then also collaborations. This is a page for people that are actually selling their products. And then they also have a page for designers and contractors because they also do bulk development of these brackets. So we created this page for interior designers or developers or whatever that need more information. And again, you know, I've looked at other websites, I've looked at their competition to see what information can I add to these pages. And I'm always adding more information because I really, and now let me show you a competition here. Rejuvenation.com is a huge company, Rejuvenation, right? But it doesn't really matter because they have some really cool stuff on here. So maybe this was not the one, Rejuvenation. Yeah. See, I knew it was something. Rejuvenation. Here we go. Rejuvenation Lighting. So this is a huge company. They are part of Williams and Sonoma. Williams and Sonoma own all these companies. In fact, they also own Pottery Barn, which is amazing. But I've looked at this, and it's a very similar site. And then I've looked at what do they have and what can I actually grab from here and create information for Industrial Farm Co. But what I always do is once I've created my website, once I've created a Shopify store, and I will show you how to create basic pages, I believe that you should increase your pages, increase your information to add more and more content to your pages. So for instance, for Hug Patrol, we're always adding more information, same as for Industrial Farm Co as well. So let's go back here. So the first thing you're going to do is if this is your home, this is Jim's website, and you're going to come into under online store here, you will see that here are the pages, and your pages are everything from FAQs, about us. If you are doing something special, why should they buy from you? Because you're sustainable and eco-friendly and all the other cool stuff that you need to add in there. And so you can create lots of different pages. So for Jim, as you guys know, that he's going to be selling stuff from Amazon. So we created a resources pages for him, including a partner page, which he has right now, where he partners up with other softwares that he promotes. And so what's going to be in here, I think they actually create the contact page for you, but these pages you have to actually create yourself. So this is the first thing that we're going to do, is create these odd pages that you need. What other page will be there? Yeah. So just add a page, boom, you name it what it is. Would you have a sizing chart? No, but you know, say for instance, if he needed a sizing chart, as you can see here, let me show you this sizing chart here. Oh, I created a steel finish guide, right? And then I'll show you the page of that as well. So you can create any of your different pages that you need for your website to give your customers more information about your product, right? So you save it here. Right now, Shopify has added this custom template in here. What I like to do is I like to go from themes on this side, but let's go from this side. A custom template, which will pop you right into the customization editor. And once you're in the customization editor, here it's already created a page for you. Now you can add all the different sections. But before we do that, I want to show you, once you've added all your pages, you're going to start optimizing your pages in the customization. So this is a free template. And you know, as you're adding free templates, let me show you some in here. You can add any of the templates in here and go and have a look at what do they look like. Do you really like them? But remember that whatever is in here can change. So you can't really see what the end product is. So if we're looking at, let me see, this is Kalahari, which is, remember, this is also a free template. I've created, let me see what pages have I created in here. And this takes a little bit longer because I have no idea why. Anyway, let me just go on refresh. Obviously, internet never works with us properly, or Shopify. So I've got sustainability and the women, because I'm supporting the women in Namibia with this company, sustainably sourced. So I've created little bits and pieces of information on different pages. This is what buy from us. The background, I've got ingredients. I've got a page for wholesalers and retailers, and that's exactly the same thing we have in this website. We have the designers and contractors. So this little client wants them to contact her directly because they obviously get a better price if they're buying wholesale. We're actually going to create a wholesale page for them as well. This is specifically for trade discounts. And so if you're looking at Kalahari, is how, you know, I've created all these pages as I was going along, because it was, if I needed some information, if I needed to add some more information, then that's what I created. That's when I created the page. So when you come back to the theme, so as you can see in this one, this is what it will look like when you are adding the theme. This is what it looks like when we were finished with the theme, when we actually designed the theme and added all our stuff in here. So it can look a lot different to what Shopify is actually showing you. And let me see if I can see just a normal page. Do business with us community. I think this is the about page. This is one of the about pages. Oh, pages, let's see here. Collabs, community, do business. oh, here, our story. Our story, this is one of the things that I've created, and you see it does this cool effect with the overlapping of the images. And this image I actually created in Canva, so it makes it look interesting, right? And then this is a page, and I'll show you how I added this page. But you can see how I added quite a few bits and pieces of information. Oh, that came out quite good, to show my customers what they're actually looking at. So let's go back, and then let's go back to the home page. Let's go back to the home page. Start from the beginning. So as you can see, you can't really see what, although you probably could if you were going into, you can't really see what the page is eventually going to look like. So this is what happens. I think he liked this other page. So he looked at the pages, he looked at these designs here, and then Jim decided he liked this page. And it doesn't really matter because you can do whatever you want on this page. So when you're coming into the home page, you're going to start, and they've, oh no, I think I've added all this other stuff. You're going to start adding more information to the page. And I'm sorry, I'm going to click through here. I want a clean page with nothing in it. So when you're adding, Shopify adds just a few basic things in here for you. So they've got that, and they've got the subscribe at the bottom. So you're going to be adding a section to the page. And as I've shown here in Kalahari, this is how we develop the page. And so what do I do? How do I do this? Is, again, I go back to competition and I go, okay, so what does this page look like? I want to see what do they have on this page. You can't use everything because obviously they have designers and they've got, you know, coders and everything like that they pay to actually create these cool pages for them. Some of it is internally coded, but so I see here they have actually they have the summer sale on now. They have these cool sections at the top, which are collections. Then they have a big page. Oh, that's a video. And then they have some explanation in here. And so, and let me show you also, It's About, which is a free, It's About homeware. I think it's just it'sabout.com, right? It'sabout.com, yeah. So this is also a free theme. So you can see how they've made it their own look. And they are literally starting from scratch. So we've added this, hey, join our list here for 10% at the top, and testing stuff out. So these are all their collections. I've got some beautiful image for their collections. And believe me, she creates each of these images. And these are all drop shipping items, by the way, wholesale items. She creates these images in Canva with this little frame around it, which makes it so much more special. So as you can see, we've added all these other cool things at the bottom. So let's just play around with Jim's. So add a section. The first thing I always do is add a, this is the collapsible section. As I said yesterday, this you can use as your FAQ because it opens up to a heading, and you can add oh, there's a check mark in there, icon, and your information. So what we've done with who's this, Kalahari, did I add an FAQ in here? No, I didn't add an FAQ in here, but I did add an FAQ in one of the other pages. I'm sure I added FAQ in one of the pages. And so, as I said, you can add an FAQ. So for instance, if I had my about page, I've got all the blah blah in here, and I've got that in there, and I've got that. I could add an FAQ in here by collapsible content. You see how I've hidden it? So I can open it up, and so now I can add some information on my about page. So you can add FAQs on any page that you can think of. And think of any questions that your customers have or will have when they're starting to shop. As I've shown you on this page as well, is it's going in and so I've added FAQs on the product page. And so I've added this type of FAQ, and I got this from IKEA, by the way, which I thought was a great idea. It's things good to know that you want customers to know. And I've also have this information in my actual descriptions, but you know, people don't read. They literally do not read. So adding your information 2 or 3 times is actually a good idea. Then I've got the steel finishes in here, and then I've got the installation instructions, how to add these, how to actually put the brackets on the walls. I know, a simple thing. And then I also have a tool list and where to buy. And then I have, there's a list of vendors that we have that I've created here for her pages, which looks very odd, actually. They've changed it. Anyway, never in control of everything. But I have another FAQ at the bottom here, which is, you know, just simple things that people will want to know. Can you make the custom size? Do you offer quantity discounts? Do you supply mounting hardware, which they don't, by the way? Do you offer military discounts? Again, go on other pages and see what do they have for FAQs. This is a very, very, and also don't be scared of adding really long pages, because people say don't add too much information. I say add as much information as possible. So let's see, do they have an FAQ overview contract? Sometimes they don't, you know, which is really, really interesting. Actually, maybe they have it on the shipping information. Sometimes they don't, which I find very fascinating. You see here now they have all their FAQs. And if I look at my sale rights, remember my favorite website in all the world, because I love their materials and their videos. So they have an FAQ bulk, as you can see, lots of information, everything that you can think of to add to your FAQ here. And so they have any question that they've collected from their customers, they have added in here. Account information, returns, I mean, fabric questions, right? How you can buy the fabric, what sizes, ultra feed. Oh, this is the sewing machine. And you can add more and more information to your pages as your customers are asking the questions, because that's a really great idea. You know what, I will have the recording up a lot faster today, and I forgot to put day 2 on, and it's actually up already. So I'll make sure it'll be up within the hour of us finishing this session today. Okay. And remember, we have the long FAQs tomorrow, so you can come in and ask questions, and there's no time limit. We'll go through all your questions that you have. Okay. So then you have this is the image banner, right? You can add anything to your image banner. And I mean, it's pretty easy if you've ever done any type of website or blog or anything. So we have the multi-row that makes it interesting. We have a video thing here. We've got a slideshow. I don't normally put slideshows on websites anymore, because everybody, about 65 to 75% of people now shop on their phones before they come to the website. A slider on a phone doesn't do anything. I prefer to have your, let me show you here. I prefer to have the actual image on there. So if you can see, let's go to homepage. If there's just one image, that's what it shows up, your banner image, and it pushes the descriptions underneath your banner. So if this is moving, nobody's going to watch. People are just scrolling on their phone, and you got to put your information right at the top. And we were going to talk about how to actually create your about page. You see, you got to make sure, this is a long, well, it is long, but you know, so you see how I actually bolded some of the text, so it actually pops out. And then you can see here some more information. So what I should do in here is I should split this information up, because you don't want your paragraphs to be too long. Those are basic rules on any website, right? So if you're looking at this, so you have your banner at the top, right? And you should have a message right at the top which says, this is what we're doing, this is what we're selling. I should actually maybe put in a little header at the bottom. Let's see what she has here. I always like to check on my little, you see, looking for comfort, try our weighted wraps and blankets and other creations. So you already know she's selling something about comfort and weighted wraps and blankets. So the message, her thing, whatever she does is right here at the top with the image of what she's selling. So again, have a look at what other people are doing. Don't copy the bad information. Just make sure that you copy something that makes sense. And then she has, everybody's asking about how she got her name for her store, and it was all about her dad. So she actually added this little section at the top. And so what I always say is, you should have, let's see what this is, handmade to order, custom pieces, right? All our metal work is done in work is handmade to order at our machine shop in upstate New York. So you know it's handmade in the USA. Here and then we have her products up here, and then we also have a text. This is a little text, what you call a rich text in your shop. Let's share. This is the rich text, and here I've said get the glow, talk about the skincare, and I've actually got 2 buttons here. I'm testing this out. Not that I'm actually selling anything here yet. I've just launched. And it's going to take a while before we get sales, but I'm working on it. But just so you can see the text for industrial, I have in here as well, just to explain to people, what do you do? What are you doing? You know, because when they come on the website, they have to immediately, obviously you can see here thing with the images, but what is she selling? You know, this is a beautiful image. So you don't really know in particular what she's selling. And she explains that she's very prolific on Etsy as well. And then we've got Shop the Look, and then we've got Shop some curated stuff and quality homemade products, quality made products, right? Artisan made, again, you know, telling people, hey, this is what we make. And then a little bit about the company that make things in America. So if you're making things in America, you have to push it, because people really love buying things made from America. If not, then, you know, then you obviously don't. But if you do, then, and so we have these little icons also making handmade products. We buy locally, we care about our clients. And let's see what, and so these little ladies have free shipping, join our VIP list, chat with us, and they're woman owned. So try again, you know, I've said to them, look at other pages and see what they do, see how they're selling and what they have on their pages. I would like to see a little bit more about their company here at the top. Just I never really put a newsletter at the top. Have not done it yet, but they're going to do it. And, you know, you have to have your own free will and see if this works. I would push it maybe more to the center of the page, because I'd rather people buy than sign up. Because if they buy, then they're signing up, right? And again, here we already have the products, her most successful products that she's selling. And this is a little bit about her products again. Again, you know, her most successful product is her wrap. And then she's got these blankets as well, and a little bit about what she does. Really simple. And we have the icons, what's made in America, 100% cotton, although her material and her cotton come from overseas, right? So it is made in America. It's not USA. It's not USA made. I think there is a distinction, right? So if part of your product is made overseas, you cannot claim that it's made in the USA. It's only if the whole product is made in the USA. So if you are manufacturing your stuff in the USA, then you can claim this. This is 100% cotton, and what it does, love those icons. And then she's got her blogs, and she's also a home-based business. She won something here. And so, you know, bragging You have to have your bragging rights as well. And then also, where is she's selling in Whole Foods and here and everywhere else. So she's been really prolific in selling to the local market. And then she's also an approved vendor here, which is very important, obviously, because large companies, if they want to buy from, like, she sells to hospitals, this is what they want to see. So you've got to know who your customer is. So look at your homepage. And again, you know, we're developing this page here still to be adding more information to your page. And you can move it around, you know, move it around, see what if works, see what does not work, maybe change it. I always say, don't get married to your colors. And we did a complete relaunch for her. I love these little stitches around her logo. Complete relaunch for her and her colors and everything like that. And I know my little Parisian Pure, she does Parisians Pure.com. I talked about her, about the domain name. She actually brands every 5 years or so, just to keep her fresh and selling. Okay, so you can, as you can see, here we go on the home page, right? So you can add any of these, any little bits and pieces that you think, and this is the email sign up. What I like to do is I like to have the email sign up. Is this it? I don't like to have the email sign up in the bottom because I like it above the footer. So this section here of your website is called the footer. And this is where you would normally add your add a block, your menus, your brand information, some text, maybe an image. So as you can see with you take this away here. As you can see with Kalahari, what have we got here at the bottom? I've got 3 different menus, right? I've got a location, I've got a little image here, and I've got what's this here? Social links. And I've also got, as I said, 3 different navigation menus that you need to show your pages. If you don't add your pages or anything to your navigation, they won't show up. So as I said yesterday with the collections and the products, unless you add it to the navigation, you won't see it. And this is also at the top, is also part of your navigation, as you know, right, your menus. Okay, let's go back in here. So we've added all the bits and pieces to your homepage to make it more interesting. And because you're on this bootcamp, I will give you a free assessment. So if you once you set up your pages, set up your Shopify store, let me know and I'll go through it as well. And there's another offer I want to make is Shopify give you a trial 14 days. It's going to take you a lot longer to create your store within 14 days. If you have not set up your Shopify store, I will do this in my sandbox, and it is an affiliate, obviously an affiliate thing, but I don't earn a lot of money, seriously. I think I made $5 a month from my stores, but I will set you up in my sandbox, and then you can actually, so this is a new account. Then you can actually take as long as you want to before you start paying the plan. And then I just, you know, what happens is I stay the owner of the account. And then once you start with the plan, then I hand it over with the transfer of the ownership, and boom, you're the owner. So that's what I do with most of my clients until we actually have everything set up. Actually, maybe I can show you in, so anyway, so if you want to do that, please let me know and I'll create your domain in my sandbox. You can play with it, and we did it with Jim here. He's playing with it now and deciding what he wants to do. And then once it's done, then he'll go live. And you know, it's going to take us probably a month or 2 before we go live, because you know, you have to have your images ready, you have to have your banner images, you have to have your normal images ready, and they're all different sizes. So let's go back into this one here. So when you're adding your banner image, normally what they do tell you what sizes to add. I see they haven't done it in here, but you can control your sizes. But what I normally do is I create, and let me show you my Canva. I create all my images in Canva. I hope you can see this. Hang on, let me pop this in here. I create, can you see my Canva? Oops. Let me know. Yes, okay, cool. So I create all my banners in Canva because it makes it so much easier for me to change it, to make different, and Canva is free until you want some extra little things. And then normally, I think it's about $12 or something a month. This thing is so handy. As you can see, I've got so much that I've created my business cards in here. I actually create my book covers in here. I created cards that we send out for our customers. I created the bottom logos. I create my logos in here. I create my posts in here. So there's so much you can do in here. And these are my labels for my bottles that it's so easy. So you create a design. And what I normally do is custom design for my banners. I do 1,600 and sometimes I do 1,800 by 1,000. I start out with 1,600 by 1,000. And then what I do is I have a look at what it looks like on Shopify. I upload it. Obviously, you create it, you download it, you upload it. I upload it, and then I'll see what does it look like in the image. And, you know, so you can actually, let's see here if we can make it smaller and bigger. So this is adaptive first image. So we can make it a little bit smaller. We can make it so you can control what you can see in the image. I would suggest not adding your text to the image. What happens if you do that? If you add your text to the image, what happens is when your image goes, you see how you only see half the image? When your image goes into mobile, your text goes off on the side here. So you don't really want to do that because your website has to look half decent on mobile as well, right? So you add your text right here. Okay, that's your image. Let me see it. That's this is your image you upload. Then you go in here and you can see here, this is my header. So I've added my header in here. And then I can add description. Why doesn't this one pop up? That's interesting. Oh, I made it, I hid it. So you can literally add more information as you're going along, and then you can add a button. Or if you hide this, then you probably can add another block here, but there's only 3 blocks on the page. So I need to actually change that. So then you come to, as I said, the rich text, again, the same. You add your header, you can add some blah, blah, blah. You add your buttons, you can add more than one button. So we have the featured collection. I only have 2 products in here. And then again, you know, you've got to change your header, your descriptions, whatever you want, and play around with it. Have a look at what it looks like and then add it. So I've added a little bit of, I've added a page in here. In your free version, you do not get a logo. You can't upload logos, and logos are these things. Theme is going here. I'm sure I've got logos in here. No, I don't have logos in here, which is very interesting. Okay, so here the logo list, right? So I've added some logos in here of things that I'm a partner of. So this is the logo list, and this is how we normally will add these icons. And it did, so what we've done is we actually created a page, and I'll show you the page. We created a page. So as I said, sometimes you have to work a little bit around what you have before it actually works. We created a page, and where's the image? That's interesting. Oh, because I added the why buy from us. So I needed the header because I couldn't put the header in here. And then I added the image in here. So it's a complete image. It's not by itself. But what happens, it is a little bit awkward, right? So what happens is this is how you'll see it on mobile. If you had it like here, then these will appear separately. As I said, let me see if I can create a mobile view. You see how the icons go down, and then they separate like that. So you know, you can do that, or you have it in an image, which actually makes it a little bit better. I have to tell you about my testimonials, my testimonial trick. Okay, so then Kalahari, let's look at Kalahari. So I created this because I needed a header, but I could have also used a rich text, right? So as we go down the banners, you know, again, an image banner, I could add a multi-column. I was testing around with this. If I can add a multi-column with, instead of the logos, it didn't look too good. So you can see as I'm still playing and adding more stuff to this page. I was going to show you. Okay, now we've created these pages here. We've created your about page. Let me go out of here, leave the page. You've created your pages. We've created your about page, your resources page, maybe partners. We come into the themes, and then I'm going to create pages. You have to actually create a template. If you want the pages to look differently, you've got to create a template. And I've done the same thing with my products. If I wanted to create different types of products, what I've done in here, these products, the metal supports, the metal accents, and the hooks are 3 different types of product pages. So that, I don't know, my phone's ringing all the time. And so that you can add more information to the pages. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so when you're looking at my pages here, my products, I've got a product for the hair where I've added, hey, some extra stuff, how it works, why it works. I've added for your face and for your hair. And then I've added for your nails, and I've added this little thing here, and I've added the FAQs for the product, and a little bit about giving back. And then let's see if this other product page is different. So my beard page is for men, so it's totally different. So I've added, obviously it is whatever's in the top underneath the images, but I've added this here, how to use marula oil for your beard. And I couldn't have this in the skin and hair for the ladies. So I created this total separate page for men, right? Again, I've added the same thing, but I added it all separate. As in these separate sections here on the side, as you can see, this is my little FAQ here. You can see my FAQ. I've actually added an image, and you can also do that, which makes it a little bit more interesting, so it's not spread across the page. And then for my pages, I created a collabs page, a community page, FAQ page, ingredients page. Let's have a look what my ingredients page is like. I haven't added anything extra in here. I was going to. This is everything just on the page, which makes it super, super long. So what I should do in here is I should actually add maybe a collection list. Do I have a collection list? And then I'm going to add a 1 collection. So obviously I only have 1 collection in this store. So, but if I had more collections, you'll add different. Oh, I have to save this. Otherwise, hang on. You have to save this. Otherwise, like here down here, it has to be selected. And so it adds that collection. So I could add different collections in here, or I could add, so if I don't want to add the collection list, I can literally add a collection. a featured collection. And since I only have one collection anyway, so you can add some descriptions from the admin. Where's my collection? Here we go. Nope, nope, nope. Interesting. Oh, here we go. Man, they make it really complicated. They have so much information in here sometimes. It makes it really, really weird. So this is my featured collection, and I don't really want to call it featured collection. I really want to call it something interesting. Actually, why I didn't accept that? Collection. So, oh, I didn't accept it, you see? I'm doing things wrong as well. So accept it, and then I'm going to actually rename it into, I don't know, our marula oil collection or whatever. So you can do anything you want in here, obviously, and rename it and save it. Okay. So what I would like to do in this ingredient page is actually add more information about the products as I'm talking about the ingredients. And so what I should be doing is breaking up these pages or the information into different pages, and then in between maybe adding the products. So you can literally play around with this. So what we're going to do here, let me show you from scratch. This is an About Us page. I already created this About Us page. You see it's clean. There's nothing in this page already. We don't have anything on the page yet. So if you're looking at the page, you could be, hello, this is us. Add information in here, and then you'll see it will translate through to the editor. Boom, hello. And then you can add different things here. So collapsible content, you can add an FAQ, you can add a collage, maybe, or, so you can add different types of information on the About page as well. Yeah, I like to add these image banner, custom liquid, multi-column, multi-row. I like to add these, which means that I can control how many rows I have, and it doesn't have to be a product. It can literally be anything that you want to add. And also remember, you can use free images from Shopify. So, which I won't recommend unless you have your own, if you don't have your own images. Let's see here. Right? So you can actually have, pinch some images, not pinch, you actually use these images from Shopify for free. And again, you add whatever you want in here. You'll add caption. You can see where it actually correlates to the pages. Now, when you've added these pages, when you've added your information, this page has to be assigned to a page. What does that mean? Let me go. Let me see if I've done resources page already. I haven't done the sizing page. Remember, I created the sizing page. So it's still a default page. So what does that mean? If I'm adding information to the default page, like if I'm adding any information to this default page like this will show up on every single page. Let me show you what happens. I have, which is really interesting. I mean, I've been on Shopify for such a long time. So default page, this is what my default page looks like. Oh, this is not my default page. This is what's on every page. I don't really want this on every page. So I need to actually create pages that are specifically to whatever I want to have on the page, right? So as you can see with this here, I've added just lots of image with text, image text button, right? Image text button. So again, go to out of the sandbox, have a look at what some of these pages have on their themes. As I said, go to, for instance, if you went to Retina, go right down to the bottom here. Oh, no, go into one of these, go right down to the bottom, and you don't have to buy a theme. I would suggest when you're starting out, start out cheaply and with a free theme. But you can see cool examples of Shopify stores, right? Some of them are not cool, actually. But also, Shopify have got a good way of showing you some examples on their stores for their themes. If we go into themes, go on to I think you can, yeah, go on to what is called Shopify themes, and then have a look at what the themes actually look like. You can have, I think they also might have, hang on, yeah, more themes for quick makeup, more themes by Shopify, and have a look at what do they have on the pages, what would you like to have. This is a good idea, and create it. Okay, so get ideas from other stores. It is really hard to make your page look professional, but with a little bit of creativity, you can do it. Okay, all right, so we're talking about pages. So you can see here, my partners page is a default page right now. So let's see, I need to create a theme. I need to create a template for pages. I'm going to call it partners page, partners template. Then you can see here it's not been assigned to a page. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to create, connect it to partners. I'm going to select it. I am going to hop into the page. I'll show you, and then I can actually allocate that theme to this page, because I'm going to add more information to this page that I do not want to have reflected on any of my other pages. This is why I like to create my pages here and then go into customize and then create the pages myself. Okay, I hope that makes sense. We can talk again, we can talk about it more tomorrow if you need to, so that I will go through it again to create some pages that you need to create. So let's quickly go to navigation. So now we've added all these cool pages. How are we going to do our navigation? So let me go back to Kalahari. Maybe I can go here. In my navigation, I've got 1, 2, 3 menus. This is your main menu. I never changed the name of the main menu. This is Kalahari, right? And you can see in Kalahari, I've got 1, 2 menus that I want in my footer, because when you got to show your pages somewhere. You can't always show it at the top, because it doesn't make sense. You'll only show information at the top if it makes sense, or if you have space. So here is what we had to do with, she's got a lot of information here. So we had to really shrink her menu. And then we've got the info in here where we have, where we can see the different pages, right? So you got to look at your menu again, go to competition, see how they do their top. We have her metal products up here because those are her best sellers. And so I'm not going to break anything, because this is how her customers shop. And this is how I set it up. Let's see here for Hug Patrol. She's got weighted wrap, she's got weighted blankets, and then she's got accessories also weighted, right? So we created these 3. I do not like catalog or shop, because you want your customers to get to your products as quickly as possible. And so this, you want your menu to make sense to your customers. You don't want your customers to go, okay, now I have to go to the shop, then I go to different collections, then I get into the product page. No, you want them to actually go. And as you can see here, because again, we don't have a lot of products, we actually go straight to the product page. So she's got weighted wraps, which is her collection. She's got weighted blankets, which is her collection, and she's got accessories. So in her weighted wrap, she's got all these wraps that are all different. So we go straight to the product. So you do not need a collection if you do not have a lot of products. But this also adds to your SEO, right? So you want Google to know you are selling weighted wraps. You are selling weighted blankets. So she's got all these different blankets. Again, goes straight into the product. So if you do not have a lot of products, put it up at the top. Let's see here. She has a lot of products. So what we've done is, I hate this bloody thing. We've done different menus. So these are all separate menus, not just one menu, all separate menus. Let's go back into the menu. Now, this is why I created company menu, which is separate. And then I created information. And I'd never put search in my footer. I don't know why Shopify actually added to the footer. It's really weird. So they have footer, I think just so they have something in there. I normally delete this, and then I will start adding especially my policies, right? There's your privacy policy, you can add it. There's your, which always goes into your footer, your return, and we have terms of service. So you can see I have nothing in my shipping information. So my shipping information does not appear for me to actually connect it. And then I will change my header for my footer, because this is what's going to actually show on my footer information. My main menu does not change. And I'll show you my main menu in a minute as well. So I'm going to save this, and so you can add your, if you had FAQs, you could add your resources, your contact, about us, depending on what you want to add. So if I wanted to add 2 different menus, then I would add 2 different menus for the footer, then I would create 2 different menus. So I like to keep these separate, right? I like to keep information, or the privacy, do not sell my information. And this is all about the company, information about the company. And I've got all these pages. So think about, what are you going to be adding to your footer? And then the main menu, here's how we're going to have fun. And Shopify put a catalog in there. I don't like catalog. And they put a contact in there. What I would like to do is about us. Let me see. We have an about us. Okay, so I'm going to show you a cool trick here. So I'm going to make this into about us, which goes to about us. And then I'm going to add contact us. And I'm going to make this as a subheader on the menu. And then I'm going to be adding partners. And then I'm going to be adding, I'm actually creating is resources. So we've already started adding these pages, and so I can add them to my navigation. So when you're looking at, let me see here, it might still be closed. Oh, we can probably see it here. Let's go into customize, and we can actually see the menu. So you can see here, looks nice and neat, and we've got the drop down here. In Kalahari, what do I have in Kalahari? I've got the drop down, I've got some information about marula oil, and I've got 2 products, right? That's why I say shop all marulas. That's, that's how I set it up. In here, what we've created is we've created 3 main menus. And then we've created these sub menus underneath the menu. So what they call, Shopify calls it nested. So this is a nested menu. right? So if you had different products in here, so we'll remove this. We don't want the contact we've already got in there. So for instance, if we had products, I don't think we've got products. Collections, I don't think we've got collections. Say we're going to add all collections. And obviously always add in there, and then we can add different types of collections or products in here, right? All products. Collections, what else do we have in here? I never liked homepage. Don't know what that is. Homepage. I don't think we've got a collection in here. Yes, I know. Say for instance, if this was another collection, then we would add it in here. We would add it in, and then it will be nested, right? So you can actually add different types of products. I'm going to take this out because this is really odd. Again, I don't write catalog. I really like to set up the menu that makes sense, the best sense for your customers, right? So we created these, and these are all nested, by the way. So, okay. I think that's it. This is pretty comprehensive. Oh, let me just do one more thing. So you have the themes. There's lots to do in themes. So when you get into your theme settings, which is your logo, you can upload your logo. Your colors. This is where you're going to be adding your colors. But remember what I said before, you can also preferably add your colors to settings, brand, and then that will translate through to the customize. So if you had your colors here, that will show in customize. Okay, then you have your colors for your themes. You can change these a lot. There's a lot nice to play with. Typography is your headings, your fonts, different types of fonts. Don't make the fonts too curly or too light. Comforts. I want to show you an example. Comforts. PM comforts. Yeah, Parker. What was PM comforts? This little lady. Maybe I'll have to get her out of my editing.com. Oh, I spelled it wrong. PM comforts. Mechanical. PM comforts. The Parker. Let me get it out of my and then I can actually show you what I mean by not putting in I don't want to show too much. I'll just show in PM Comforts login. I'll show you what it looks like if your font is too curly or too pale and you can't read it. So here we go. So you see, you can't really see what this says because it's just a little bit too fancy. Don't make your fonts too fancy. Look at this. It looks cool. It's okay, but rather use plainer fonts, especially for your website. Really and truly. And you can see here the logo. You can't really see the logo, and especially if you're looking at it in a mobile. Plain fonts, always better than curly fonts or anything fancy. Don't use too many odd fonts and play around with it. And then animation button. I don't want to show you any of these. Social media. Once you create your social media, this is where you're going to put your social media links in. And then it will show up on your it'll show up on your website at the bottom and at the top. as you're adding to it. As I said, there's a lot of information here you really, really don't need. Currency format, that's what we did already before. Search behavior, you want to enable search suggestions. Show product vendor, oh, this is cool. Show product price, something new, right? Show product price is probably a good idea. Brand information. This is also new. As I said, they keep changing things as we're going along. Add a brand description for your store's footer. Hello. Let's see what happens. It didn't show. I don't know. This is a great brand. See, so you have to, with Shopify and the free themes, they give you a lot of information that you can add, which sometimes is very confusing because, you know, unless you're testing it out, you won't know where it actually pops in. And actually, don't put in hello, because when you put in hello and you forget to take it out, then you have this random hello on your website, which has happened to me because I like to put hello baby in code. And it took us forever to get it out of somebody's website. And again, you know, play around with these things. I can't show you everything because it really, really, really is confusing. This is just, you know, thicknesses of these, of the border inputs. You can see how thick it gets. And this is how I developed this site, because I actually didn't set this up. My designer did. And I had to come in here and play around with it because I actually wrote the book, the branding book. And so I had to literally come and play before I actually knew what was happening. Anyway, so that's it for today, folks. I hope this has helped. And a little bit of random chatting away. But once you go through it and you start playing with it, then you can actually see how it works. Sometimes having a paid theme helps because it's a lot plainer. It doesn't give you all those options, which really, to my mind, is just like, you do not want to have too many. It's like giving your customers too many options, too many choices. Don't give your customers too many choices. Just go 1, 2, 3, boom, and sell, right? Okay, so tomorrow we're going to do the Q&A. I'm going to start it at 10 o'clock. I've got a few hours that we can chat. No problems. Fridays I keep open, and so you guys can ask me anything that you want to, and I'm going to